Hey folks, Kevin here with Woodwork Family and woodworkfamily.com. And in this video, I'm going to do an unboxing of this Kreg Pocket Hole Jig set. I recently got this and I'm curious what's inside. I haven't used it yet, so I want to take you along for the ride. Let's take a look at what's in this box and how it all works and whether or not I really like it. This is the Pocket Hole Jig set by Kreg Tools. I am familiar with this brand, but I haven't used it too much, so I still don't know exactly what I think about them. So far, so good. They've done a good job, in my opinion. Let's take a look at what the... let's talk a little bit about what a pocket hole is first. So the way those work, and I'm going to put this to the test during this video. We're going to drill some pocket holes, but they're a angular type hole that is meant to make the screw hidden kind of behind like a cabinet door, or so that the material doesn't have any visible screws in the surface. They're going to be at an angle and inside the cabinet if there's like a finished end on the side, or if you're building a cabinet door. You can use screws on them, or you can also hide them with dowels. So you can just put a piece of wooden material in there and you won't be able to find the screw afterwards. But anyway, enough of me rambling on. Let's open this up and take a look. Well, they have it packaged pretty nice. It's not the easiest to open. I was struggling a little bit, but you got it done. Oh, this is a good pack of screws. These are 1.25 inch. These are coarse thread, soft plywood screws, so that's perfect for the kind of stuff that I want to use this for in the future. I haven't used these screws before. I am noticing that they are a square drive, so they do take a particular type of bit. It's a number 2 square drive. You're not going to be able to use a Phillips or a flathead bit. I do know that the square drive screws are a lot less likely to strip as you put them in. Okay, so here's some instructions. This is nice. I like that they have pictures. This makes it easy for people to kind of take a look at, oh, these are other tools that they offer. Okay, I jumped to conclusions, but yeah, so these are other tools made by Kreg. I haven't used any of these. I can't tell you what I think of them, but yeah. Anyway, let's put that aside. Ooh, here's some more screws. These look like they're different lengths, different thread types. So here's a fine thread screw. There's some coarse threads of various lengths, a few dowel pieces that are cut at the right angle. That's cool. And I really love this little case that it comes in. This makes it really nice because I don't have to worry about putting all the pieces back in the box. And I was trying to save the box before in case if I had to use it, but looks like I have this case for it, and so that makes it easy. And it looks like this is the tool. I'm not exactly sure how to use it, but we're going to take a look at the instructions in a minute. That's also really nice that they have an extra long bit like this. I like it that it's one piece, it's thin, so it's easy to get down in those angles with the drill on it. That generally is the first problem you have with these pocket holes, is installing the screws easily. So yeah, it looks like everything's here, obviously, but this is pretty cool. I'm liking it so far. Here we have the pocket hole jig itself, and what needs to happen next is this stop collar. Take it off right there. I'm just going to pop the screw out, put it over the end. Then you'll notice that there's a pilot hole tip on the screw that's a little bit different of a thickness than the rest of it. if we put that back in the guard, making sure that it's snug, then this, let's turn that way. Let's bring it up closer so you can try to see it a little better. It has some different adjustments for the thickness of the material. It goes from 1/2 inch at the top, 5/8, then 3/4, 7/8, 1 inch. We're going to pick what thickness material we have, making sure that this, I can't do, okay. Make sure that's all the way up, like that. Then we're going to use this gauge to pick the material thickness and use the Allen key that comes with the set, which is really nice to have everything here. We're going to use that to figure out what the adjustment is going to be and to adjust it to that depth. Next, we would do the same thing with this. If we turn it upside down, it has these 2 arrows. I'm trying to get it in focus a little better. It has 2 arrows, and then it also has these thumb tabs that just lets you slide it down. We're going to put it at the same thickness. It'll just pop into place right there. That's 3/4 inch. So that tells us that we want to do a 3/4 inch thick piece of material. And when we lay this down, we're going to have these 2 feet right here down at the end up against the edge of the material. And that's going to make sure that the depth that we have for the holes is going to be the right distance, and that the drill bit is going to be set up to match that. I'm going to set it to the 5/8 inch depth because that's the size of this piece of material that I have right here. So to do that, just put the screw, make sure it's seated right, correctly. I have the Allen key, and then I'll just tighten it down. Tighten it. And then we'll check it again, make sure it's right. Okay, so that's perfect, 5/8. I'll just put my Allen key back so it doesn't get misplaced. Now, that's better. So it's at 5/8, just halfway between 1/2 inch and 3/4. I've got my clamp. And what I did, as I said previously, I just took those 2 feet and just made sure that it's nested correctly. I have it approximately where I want to make my cut. Put the clamp on to hold it in place. What I'm going to do is put the drill bit. I've got everything set to the right depth. I'm going to start with 1 screw hole right here. Let's take a look at that. Let's see how it looks. As you can see, that it goes in at a really nice angle. It has a flat base, which I like because you can also use like a panhead type wood screw instead of these Kreg screws if you don't have the Kreg screws available, which because it comes with them, I definitely want to try those out. I think they're going to be great. I really like the threads, the coarse thread, and the types of, shape of the head. It's really nice the way it all fits together, and this whole product is supposed to work together. So I want to make a few more holes, and let's try it again, see in real time how hard it is to do. And as I want to just check and make sure that it's in the right position, but I trust it, you know, like I can see how easy it is to maybe forget and not check, but if you do your due diligence, you're going to do well. So all I'm doing is lifting it by the clamp is elevating it. If I wanted to, I could put another clamp here just to make, or a block of wood just to keep it from wobbling, but I don't need to do that. And another thing that I'm making sure to do is as I'm going in, I don't want the drill bit to be at the wrong angle. I'm being very careful to go forward and just into the groove, which by the way, it is a metal groove, so I know it's going to last a lot longer than if it was all plastic, the way the exterior housing of this is. So yeah, let's try it again. That was nice, and what I did was I pulled it in and out a few times because as you're cutting with the drill bit, you're going to create a lot of this sawdust in there, and it can clog and it can jam the bit. So if you pull it back out, the bit will spit the sawdust out, and it'll make it a lot cleaner the next time you go in. So yeah, let's take a look at that one. The one I just drilled is right here. The first one is right here, and I am astonished by how similar these look. I mean, they look almost perfect, almost identical. So that's really cool. The next thing I want to do is get one of those dowels that it comes with, and let's pop it in there just to see how it looks. Okay, I don't know how these are meant to go in. There it is. Not sure how these go in. I'm having a little trouble because here, let's get a fresh one. So that one had a nick in it. I just want to make sure that you see what I'm talking about. This dowel is not at a 90-degree angle. I don't think it's the right angle for the way the drill bit is. So if we line them up like this, you can see that the dowel is slightly different than the end of this drill bit at the bottom of the pilot hole portion. So I don't know if I like that. What I would do is I would have made that a perfect 90-degree angle. And I was curious because they made the other end at this slant, and I feel like that's going to be the perfect slant for the way this is designed. So I feel like that slant is the right angle there. But I'm having trouble seating it in there. And when I put it in, this seems to be as far in as it goes, but it's not nesting perfectly. It's so close. And if you were to glue that in, it would be difficult to trim it. So the other thought I have is maybe these dowels are meant for us to trim. Maybe that's why they have it at that angle. So that might just be a point that they make because we're going to do different depths for different size materials, and they want us to cut the end for it to fit our own material. That's the only thing I could think of. It wouldn't be hard for me to just clamp this down and use one of my hand saws and just kind of trim the end of it. So that's what I would have to do, and I'm not opposed to that idea. I just don't know why they made it that angle, and that's the only thing I could think of. Other than that, perfect tool, great tool, very easy to use. I still haven't used the drill bit to put the screws in, but I do like how long it is. It's going to make it really easy for me to have it here on the drill, putting the screw in, and not worry about the drill itself hitting the material, which does happen if you have a shorter bit. This portion of the drill can wear out right here, and it'll put a mark on that, as well as it will damage the edge of your drill. So I don't like that, but it does happen when you're creating pocket holes. So yeah, that's the tool, and it's very easy to use. I think it's great so far. And there you have it, folks. That was my video on the unboxing and how to use the Kreg Pocket Hole Jig. I am a huge fan. Just right out of the box, I think it's very simple for me to understand. I really like the way they lay everything out and make it uniform in the areas of having the jig and having the drill bit, being able to adjust them to the proper thickness of your material. Yeah, and that's really easy to find out if you have different types of material, different thicknesses. It's really easy to change that. You know, I could do it in just a matter of seconds, and I highly recommend this. It's going to make it very simple, where you don't have to go out and buy a big piece of machinery or equipment, which it can be very expensive and takes up a lot of space just to make these simple holes. I feel like this product's going to last me a long time. With the amount of use I'm going to use it for, I'm going to definitely find out quick how durable it is and how easy it is to break, because this is something that I am looking forward to using more and more often. So if you got value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to subscribe, and you're going to get a lot more content in the future. And as I said before, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.